and other shows and movies coming out next year. So they put out this like little 2 minute video last night, Greg, and it's essentially a bunch of like 20-second trailers for things that are
Called a
coming out.
sizzle. It's a sizzle reel. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a sizzle for 2025. But there's some interesting stuff in here, Greg, because we have what's up, Luchi Dobra? Yeah, Scary Movie 2 is awesome.
I love the
We
second
have,
one. Okay, thanks, handyman.
but in here, Greg, you see we've got the first little teaser for Daredevil Born Again. It's like 20 seconds here. We see Vincent D'Onofrio back as Kingpin. We're seeing some Daredevil action. You see the blood there because this is going to be rated TV, MA. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which is the new animated Spider-Man show they've got, which is supposed to be like freshman year of high school, early rookie Spider-Man, Peter Parker. Ironheart, which is going to be Riri Williams, who of course is like Iron Man's protege, except not really because Iron Man's dead. But she's like a young woman from Chicago who's like a tech genius and builds her own suit of iron armor. We got the first teaser for that. I love her comics. What If is still coming back. The one in the mansion, that's Scary Movie 2. Yep. Marvel Zombies, which they've been talking about for years, is finally coming out. That's gonna be like a TV MA animated show. And then this one, Wonder Man, which I really want to look at if you want to stop here, which has Yahya Abdul-Mateen, which Greg, we know him as Black Manta in Aquaman. He's playing Wonder Man in this show, which Wonder Man is a superhero who's like an actor, I believe, in the comics. And we see that in the show here where he's like on a set in Hollywood, like auditioning for a role. And that's supposed to come out sometime later next year, I believe. But yeah, we got to look at a bunch of things that are coming here. Obviously, whenever it's like a sizzle reel thing, they're going to be stuff you're interested in and stuff you don't really give a shit about. Personally, I'm excited for Daredevil. I'm excited for Wonder Man just because Yahya Abdul-Mateen is a terrific actor. And I think Wonder Man is such a random character to pull. But yeah, and also you can watch Deadpool and Wolverine on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I mean, Daredevil looks interesting. I guess if Nicole wants to watch that, we might watch it. But I don't know. I've checked out, man.
Did
You
she
know
like the
me. I've
original?
checked out. I don't have a horse in this race anymore. But I am
Did
worried.
Nicole?
Sorry,
I was gonna say, did Nicole like the original Daredevil on Netflix?
she did. But then, like the third season, it was terrible. The one where they get the Defenders in and they don't have Doctor Strange because they can't afford Cumberhatch and they can't recast. Uh, that season sucked ass.
Right.
Katie, no, behave. Uh, yeah, I don't have a horse in the race anymore. If people want to watch Iron Hunt, they want to watch Marvel Zombies, more power to them. I'm not gonna watch any of those. Daredevil's the only show I might watch, and I said only if Nicole's interested. I still have a hold on. Hey, hold on, come here.
We got cats misbehaving, folks.
Yeah.
All right, people, we got cats
Say
misbehaving.
bye. Bye.
Uh-oh, someone's getting banned. That's what happens when you misbehave, sadly.
She wants attention, so she's biting the cables, and so she has to get
I mean,
kicked out.
that's one way to get it. That's definitely one way to get it. I don't mind that at all.
Oh, sorry. The one thing I'm worried about is like I said this before in our show with Young Avengers when they tried to do New Mutants and Young Avengers is they tried to. It was the late '90s and people thought people getting tired of X-Men and people getting tired of the Avengers, so they made new teams with a younger, more hip generation that younger kids could relate to more. And it basically tanked. Like no one liked the characters, no one liked the teams, and they went back to X-Men. And I have a feeling that like this is going to be the same case for Marvel. No one wants the B-listers in their own, and I could be completely wrong. I could be completely no one wants the B-listers, right? Like then they might rapidly go back to recasting everybody and bringing back the whole team of Avengers in some other way, right? Because that's what they did in the comics. That's just what they did in the comics. I don't know how to, but that's the big thing. They've strayed so far from the comics. Marvel Zombies I would be interested in if they actually knew that they were gonna like do the story not correctly, but like good, well, because
we don't know.
I mean, they can't use any X-Men. X-Men are a huge part of the comic line, which is frustrating.
Do we know that there are no X-Men in there? I don't know if they've said that.
I don't think there's gonna be any X-Men in that show.
They just made Deadpool and Wolverine. Wolverine's an X-Men. Let's see.
They true, but wasn't that Fox, right? That wasn't Disney technically.
They own Fox.
They own Fox.
It's not even Fox. It's just 20th Century Studios.
That's true. Well, maybe. I mean, we'll see. I mean, it doesn't. That would be a big deal if they threw X-Men and Marvel Zombies. And the What If stuff, it was just almost all Avengers. There was nothing else in there but Avengers. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like there's this huge pool, and they just keep pulling from Avengers, and then you get something like.
Well,
Wonder Man.
I think Marvel Zombies is supposed to be alternate universe MCU. It's like those events, but if there was like a zombie apocalypse happening. So I think it's just like what if we went back to 2012, but what if there was like a zombie outbreak, which would be why there are no X-Men. But they're just new characters. We got Wonder Man. He's gonna be cool. Um, Ironheart. I've read Ironheart's initial comic run. One of my favorite modern characters. Just because it was so cool to see a character that is like Iron Man, but also so different than him. Because instead of being like a rich billionaire's son, it's a black woman from Chicago who's like dealt with way more in her life than Tony Stark ever had to, and she builds this suit of armor. And in the comics, they do this cool thing where her AI that's in her suit is Tony Stark. It's not like Tony had like a Friday and Pepper and whatnot. But her tech in her suit is Tony Stark. Probably not gonna be Tony Stark in the show because I don't know if they're gonna bring RDJ back for all that, but maybe because he's gonna be fucking Doctor Doom anyway. Uh, but I thought she was an awesome character and such a fun twist on like the Iron Man kind of mythos. Daredevil, I'm sure will be cool. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man seems like a cool concept. I don't know if I'll actually watch it. I
I'm
do
really
like the
tired of
suit.
everyone trying to copy Spider Verse. Like, just make your own. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's definitely looks different than Spider Verse, but they're still like, oh, we'll do Spider Verse, but it'll be more like this. You're like, stop. Spider Verse was a great movie. They're great films. Stop trying to
Yeah, they
copy
are.
that. Do your own thing. You know what I mean? Like, stop trying to mimic that style and like just like because they mimic that style, changed it. Like, why not traditional 2D? I hate the way the What If animation looks. I think it looks really cheap, just super cheap. I think all the
It
characters'
looks
faces are
weird.
so unexpressive and so flat. Just I don't know why.
Yeah,
I think they
it's a
use
bit weird
like
looking.
I don't know. They just try to do it quickly. I guess is the thing I'm
It's
like
just a
I'm
weird
looking for.
style. You know, it's just sometimes you go with the art style and people don't like it. It's probably really what the case is there. But yeah, so they got a bunch of stuff coming in 2025. I don't know of what movies they have coming out next year. I know there's like Thunderbolts. I don't know if they have too many movies um coming, but we'll